Boo.
What's up guys, Stormi the Folf here, and today, well, I want to talk about what happened over last weekend. Yeah, Hurricane Nate actually hit me. Not like physically hit me, but hit the area that I live in. This and several other events basically turned my last weekend into a disaster. I'm also breathing really heavily because I just had dinner. I had lots of spaghetti, which is really good. But I overate, so I'm like, I haven't even been sitting for 2 minutes and I'm already wanting to die. Right, let's move on. Last Friday, I had to travel hundreds of miles away to go out and help with a family wedding. I wasn't exactly eager to do so because it's just like, I'm furry trash, I have different beliefs compared to other people in my family, But I felt obligated to do so because family. Anyway, I arrived in town late Friday evening, get into bed at midnight, and then I rushed to wake up and get dressed at 6 in the damn morning. I was not a happy wolf. Not at all. The family dog was barking all night, so every 15 minutes I would jolt myself awake. I would be like this. Pizza everywhere, pizzas. And then I would hear in the distance, and they'd be like, oh Jesus Christ! And then I would just jolt myself awake. They just got that dog, so I assumed that she was just getting used to her surroundings. She's really a beautiful white husky, but yeah, I digress. I already slept like ass the night before, and I was sleeping like ass again on the Friday night. And now I'm going 2 days in a row with 3, maybe 4 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. I get up at 6 the next morning, I rush off to the wedding, and I'm there to help them out and do all the things that wedding helpers do, like open doors and do these. I know nothing about weddings in case it wasn't apparent. Let's move on. Anyway, I finally get to leave the place at around 12 noon. At this point, I'm starting to hallucinate and say words that just make no sense, like the potato are stuck in corn chips and pizzerias and Nintendo 64. I wasn't just a regular potato that day. I became an advanced potato, like the deluxe of potatoes, the cutting edge of potatoes.
The future of potatoes.
Anyway, we drive back home around lunchtime, and I mean fast. Eventually, my phone does that beep, beep thing where it means something bad is about to happen, like a woo getting banned or whatever. I check the weather, and Hurricane Nate is predicted to reach a Category 2. Now, I have a lot of experience in riding out bad weather. I've been through Hurricane Katrina, but when they bumped it up to a Category 2, I kinda flipped out. My house needs some exterior work. I had someone watching our kittens, and they had to go home and be with their family as well, so with all this chaos going on with the storm and all, we had no one to watch our cats. We didn't have time to pack our stuff to go back home, because at this point the storm's already starting to hit my area, and we're an hour away from home as we're driving. And the beginnings of the hurricane starts to arrive. Rain starts pelting the car really hard. We could see funnel clouds in the distance where tornadoes were starting to form, or at least they tried to form, but they tend to disappear very quickly, so we weren't really in danger for the most part, but anything could happen. Once we made it home, the weather did lit up just a little bit, just enough time for me to tie down everything, move the plants inside, lawn decorations, the ornaments and potatoes, just getting everything inside so nothing blows around and hits someone or whatever. Now, mind you, I'm doing all this with 3 hours of sleep, so I'm borderline fainting every time I lift something up really heavy because I'm out of shape and I didn't sleep. Once I got everything done, the news tells me it won't reach Category 2, and I'm like, make up your mind and stop filling me with anxiety, damn it! Okay, maybe I should have held that back a bit, but this weekend was really, really stressful. Mostly because I didn't get any sleep and I was rushing constantly, non-stop, and because I didn't get any sleep. Did I mention I didn't get any sleep? Sleep was very important. Okay, maybe I should have held that back a bit. Weather forecasting, of course, is far from an exact science, so after all that mess, we just hunker down and ride it out. We're watching TV, we're watching where the storm's going. The winds start picking up quite a bit. I can hear it whistling through my windows and my doors. I can hear tree branches starting to hit my roof, but nothing too scary. But then the winds start blowing even harder, and at this point it sounds like a howl outside. It sounds like my house is shaking a little bit, and then the lights start to flicker. That was when it got a little bit scary. And before you ask, yes, we do have lots of water, and we had some non-perishable food in the event that we did go without electricity. Still, it was a little spooky because this was at night, and it was about to be pitch dark if the lights did go out. But amazingly enough, despite how strong the winds got, which was like 75 miles per hour at some points, we never fully lost power. Apparently everyone else did except for us, and I cannot figure that out to save my life. Apparently the furry gods were watching me that night because they know I would die without air conditioning because I burn up very easily, just like I am now. I feel sweat dripping down my back. Isn't that lovely? But anyway, none of that was too scary until there was a really, really loud thud that was coming from my ceiling, or my roof rather. It was like a really loud bang, and this scared me quite a bit. It sounded like a tree had fell on my roof. I went outside when the winds calmed down a little bit, and it turns out it was just a really big tree branch. Again, nothing too major that gave me a mini heart attack. But yeah, after the storm was finally over with, I did lose some roof shingles and several tree branches were scattered around, but luckily that was it. The roads looked like a war zone with debris scattered everywhere, but again, nothing major. Well, that's my Hurricane Nate story. I'm working on several other videos right now as I record this. I actually didn't plan on making any videos this week because of the hurricane. You know, I just put everything aside so I could focus on preparing and working, and sometimes I think I need a break from making videos in all honesty because it's tiring work. It takes a long time to make these things. But I am working on a lot of other projects right now that I think you guys will really enjoy. I'm working on several collabs, and I've got at least one advice video I'm working on at the moment. So I'm really sorry if this video was kind of boring and disappointing. Don't worry, I will get back to furry subjects. Jesus. Oh, oh God. Anyway, I am working on an advice video right now that I think you guys will really enjoy. It addresses a problem that I think a lot of us furries have gone through at some point in the fandom. If you like this video, give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share, and well, what would you have done in a hurricane like this? Would you have stayed home and rode it out? Would you have evacuated? Have you ever been through a hurricane before? Maybe you've only been through a tropical storm. Maybe you've been through blizzards. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.